Okay, I just want to say really fast that I say in this podcast that I'm not going to swear and say dirty things, but I do swear and I do say dirty things, so I just want to give you a heads up. Thanks.
Howdy, folks. My name is John White. I'm in a band called the John Whites, and this is a video of me talking about songwriting. I'm going to talk about songwriting. I've got like an hour, and I should be able to say, you don't even need an hour. You need the first. I'll do a 5 minute. This is about songwriting. I'm gonna teach a lesson, an hour long class about songwriting. Cause you might not want to watch this, and if so, click away. But you might want to. I've written a lot of songs, which I don't really think gives me any authority. I don't think I have any. I have my own authority of myself. That's what I have. This is going to be a different episode than normal. I'm going to do it PG, totally PG, because I want little kiddies to be able to watch that. I want children and people of all ages to be able to watch this, so no swearing or anything like that. It's just me about songwriting. The first thing I really heard about songwriting ever was my brother telling me about Kurt Cobain saying that songwriting, that Kurt Cobain tries to write songs like nursery rhymes. Very simple and to the point and things like that. And as a kid, I was like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" And anything Kurt Cobain said, I thought was so cool because he was so cool. So what does that mean? The basics, nursery rhymes. What does that mean to me? Okay, so I'm gonna say, this is what I think about songs. This is what I think about songwriting. I'll give every tip I can think of in the next hour. But again, this is just me. So this is just me saying this. There's a lot of different ways to do stuff. But here it goes. Songs. What the fuck is a song? I don't know where songs come from. I believe that there's a magical, energetic force that we can't see, that we're a part of, that we can tap into. And it's an aspect of reality that you can't really quantify, and it's hard to talk about. And because of those two things, it's not believed in, and it's dismissed by modern people, and we're all conditioned. All of us are conditioned to believe things based on what our society believes, the religions we grow up with, and things like that. So I believe that. I really do, because these are the experiences I've had with music. If I could just write a great song whenever the heck I wanted, anytime I wanted, I would do that all day, and I would never leave this basement, and I would never leave this basement. I would do nothing but write great songs all night and day, and I would just I would be so fun, and I would never get I'd be more pale than I already am from not seeing the sun. But that's not what it is, because it's a magical, alchemic experience, and it's a tuning fork to an energy or a dimension that you're not normally a part of. The person that writes songs, I'm not the songwriter right now. I'm a dude talking. I'm using words. I'm not using music. I'm not the songwriter, the person that writes your songs that you either tap into or you don't tap into or you're aware of. And the more, and this isn't my quote, and I don't know where it's from, but the more you pay attention to it, the more it pays attention to you. That's very true. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. I think that's probably true with everything in life, but certainly for me, music's the thing I've done the most, the thing I know most about, and that is 100% true. So it's a magical, alchemic equation that also requires you tuning into it. And it's a lot of things. So the best songs I think I've ever written personally have been when I've been in love. And love's not something you can buy at the store. And it's another quote that's not mine, but you can't. If you could just fall in love with anyone, I love that. Speaking of songs, that song by Love. I feel that I could be in love with almost anyone. I feel that people are the greatest fun. I think that's the words. It's this rare thing, again, the alchemy of what you've already brought to the... My first suggestion is to just write songs. Write a lot of songs, write them down, get them out of you like poop. You want to get poop out of you you eat food, you poop, you eat food, you poop. And it's a metaphor Chuck Palahniuk came up with. But that's what you want to do. You want to write a lot of songs. But so going back to there's so many situations in life. There's going to be times when you need music more than you do at other times, potentially. Like say you're super jubilant or happy. Maybe you don't need you love music, but maybe you don't need to write as much. And everyone's different in this way, but I write sometimes to help, ease a pain when like words aren't enough. Music can be this bridge because language is just something we have, like you're just born into it, right? And you just like learn the words. It's like I express the world. I wish I knew another language. Besides music, because you're confined by other words. Words are freeing, but there's freedom in discipline, and the language is discipline. But I'm kind of getting off track here. But you're trying to use these words, and so music will come because music will be there when you need it. If you're, it'll be there. Like it's just there, man. It's really hard to explain, so I'm gonna do my best. And there's going to be times when you're not doing music, when you should be, and you think you should be. And you don't know you should be, but you should be. And you think you're doing just fine, but really like you need to be making music and like expressing yourself. And progress is like, I think the most essential part of being a human being. Love and progress. Like if you can have those things, oh man, you got it, dude. And money and shit to like eat. But if you have those three things, because progress is essential, because it's just think of our ancestors, think of where they came from fucking caves, and they're fucking skyscrapers now, and beyond that the whole world's connected now. Someone in fucking wherever the fuck could be watching this. So it's like, human beings, like, we have that drive inside of us. It's just like an innate drive that's part of being a human being. So when we're not making progress and we're just like working a job we don't love, doing things we don't love all the time, and it's just this like Groundhog's Day, monotonous day after day after day is exactly the same, and we're not like seeing that progress unless we're super in love with that day that's repeating. It's gonna really wear. And there's going to be times when you just have to sing, and that's like what, music is like. Musicals, man, like a musical, like, I'm trying to think of okay, Sweeney Todd, that's probably my favorite, obvious choice. I don't know much about musicals, but fucking Stephen Sondheim is my favorite. I think he's one of the greatest. He changed my life, man. He's so fucking good. It's incredible. Anyway, so I'm trying to think, there's just like, like the kid at the end, man, the little kid is like talking to the fucking crazy lady who bakes people into pies, and the kid's like so fucking thankful this fucking lady is being like his first sign of love, his first experience of care that he's ever had in his life. He's just like this street kid. He's been treated like dirt, and he's loving her, and he is now, for the first time in his life, like, has a purpose beyond just surviving. And that purpose is like the love of this woman and the love of this like motherly figure. And he's so grateful and thankful that when he thinks that she's in danger, he's not just like he's just so overwhelmed with emotion that the music comes out. And that's when like he starts singing like, nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no sir, not while I'm around. So good, you know. Demons will charm you with a smile. I don't know the words exactly, I can't remember. But that's kind of how life works too, man. For me, at least. And I think the music I like, dude, like, is emotional and raw and expressive and meaningful and necessary, dude. It's not just to fill the fucking air, dude. It's to make something gorgeous and beautiful, dude. To try to match the fucking woods, to try to match the architecture, to try to match the fucking world that you've inherited, the incredible nature of the way the natural world is, but also the world that people made, man. Because like, that's the thing with music, dude. You didn't invent a guitar, and you might invent an instrument or invent some sounds and stuff, but like, I didn't invent the guitar. I didn't fucking invent the fucking camera. And you know, I'm again going back to alchemy, using other things to make a thing. We're using words, music, and instrumentation to make songs. It's an alchemy. It's magic. It's magic whether you treat it sacred or you don't. You know, it's just going to be your perspective about it. It's just going to be your experience about it. Not to get like, I mean, I'm not a Christian, but, you know, there's a line, I think, in the Gospel of Thomas, I think in the Gospel of Thomas, but like where Jesus says, like, the kingdom of heaven is spread all over the earth, but men do not see it. So that's for me too, man. I mean, that's super, very, especially right now, man, in my life, in the last little bit, last couple years. Like, am I gonna be awoken? Am I gonna be woke to the sacredness of life? Like the fragility, the beautifulness of it? Or am I gonna like close down and shut down because I'm afraid and because I'm vulnerable and cynical? No, fuck that. You know, that's the fight against, you know, like Stephen Pinchbeck, I think is his name. The resistance, you know, the art of war, like, or the war of art, I mean, you know. And like, I've never read that book. I've never really like read any books or anything about creativity. I've listened to a lot of interviews, and a lot of fucking interviews, and read a ton and just studied, and this has been, you know, it's the most fun. So again, it's this alchemic thing, dude, and music, and I think rock and roll, and I think it sucks kind of what's happened to rock and roll. I think it's like an inevitable, this is a really ridiculous podcast already, but it's like an inevitable result of like capitalism, that you just like take something that's rebellious or like counterculture, and like you have to make it the culture, because like it bubbles up and like you see the monetization. And rock and roll's always like had tons of money. The Beatles were fucking rich. The Beatles were the number one fucking band, and that them being the most famous band didn't fucking stop them from making the best music too. You know what I mean? People, and I think Kanye West said this, he's like, indie artists use their lack of ambition and their lack of hard work as an excuse for why they don't want to be famous. And I think that's like super accurate, man, because we all have that dream of like fucking doing it and making it, you know. And to deny that is to just shut off like a piece of yourself. I'm not saying we all, but like most musicians do. Everyone's different and stuff, but there's just a level of, you know, and that's what I think I like most about why I like comedians more than I like musicians, and why I've always kind of like hung out with musicians that were more goofy, Try to, at least, because I just don't. Taking yourself too seriously, silly, and also just like being too serious and cynical and angry. I mean, unless there's, I didn't get molested or anything like that. You know what I mean? I've had bad shit happen to me, but like, I'm not trying to. So is it still PG? I don't know. I'm not trying to like lash out at the world, you know, or like attack the world. And I don't think I've ever really felt that way. I felt that way potentially. Oh, nice, right? It's even talking about writing songs now. Okay, fuck that. It's supposed to be PG. Okay, well. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good cutting point. But so I didn't invent any of this stuff, but I get to utilize it and I get to make music with it. And like, I don't know where I appeared from. To me, I just like appeared out of nowhere. I just was here one day, and I just like keep growing, and it's like keeps going. You know, it's just still it keeps, and the same thing. And it's like, oh, and a guitar, and there's all these things, and I just love music. And I heard Motown, and I heard Nirvana, and I heard all these great things when I was a kid, and the Beatles, Neil Young, Beck, all this music that made me really, you know, just fall in love with music. And I think it's really cool, like when you're a kid, it's just so pure. There's like no pitchforkiness of your attitude when you're a kid, you know. You just love music, and then you start to like create an identity about it, and these people suck for this and that, and it kind of becomes this tribal post-puberty thing, and it all makes sense in a way, but it's too bad in a way too that we get kind of caught up in our concepts instead of just enjoying music. And again, I'm talking to myself. Burps are PG. Okay. Music. Where does it come from? I don't know. But writing songs is simple, and you just got to do it, and you got to do it a lot, and you got to write down. Hold on one second. Write down all your ideas. If it's a bad idea, it's like a bad poop. Get the diarrhea out to get in good poop in, you know, Bristol stool chart. Constipation all the way down to diarrhea. You want to be healthy here, you know. What am I talking about? It's really hard to not swear. So I was on a roll, and then I started talking about how I was like I'm not an embittered person, and then I started thinking about how I was like pretty embittered because like I was planning on making a bunch of music and then being like, fuck you world. But then like when I got older, I was like, that's pretty fucking crazy that you would be fucking saying things like that or thinking things like that. And I was like, let's keep fucking making music. So that's the honesty of it. I guess I should just keep this all in except bleep the swears. And because I just feel like now I'm on the right emotional path with this podcast. I think music's just this very interesting part of life and nature. Obviously, like birds and everything. You know, people make music it's beyond humanity. It's a thing in the universe that we get to tap into. Again, like this energetic force that I don't understand. And I don't need to understand it. Like, there's no point in trying to understand it. It's a thing to experience, and it's a thing to have flow through you and flow with. And like ride down that lazy river, you know, on your back. Down that lazy river is my blue jean. blue because I left her on with no self-esteem, 'cause I said she was nothing. Like I probably wouldn't. I mean, I'm like, oh, like that's, you know, you just fuck around, dude. Like I wouldn't use that probably for anything, you know. But whatever. It's just like it was just what was there at the time, you know. And there's like as far as I go, I have 9 albums out online, and like I've written a lot more songs than that. I kind of know though, like for me, like that, I just probably wouldn't use that for anything. So like, I'm not gonna really write lyrics to it unless like I really loved it and I was like, oh, it's a really dope melody, or that melody means a lot to me, or something like that, you know. So like for me, it was like, oh, you know, that wasn't a sad enough key. You gotta make it a sad enough key. right? I mean, you can just fucking. So if you come up with ideas, just write it down. So if you don't, you'll forget it. Bum, 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 bum. Like, for instance, there's a song I sing with my nephew that I'll sing later, and I forgot a part to it. I should have written it down, and I think that song sounds so weird, but this force that I'm talking about, you know, think of it like midichlorians. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I said the F word again, dude. It's everywhere, dude. It binds everything. It binds us all, you know? And I think if you treat it sacred and special, it'll give you gold. You know? And it's alchemy, you know? It's just there, dude. It's right there for you. If you want to write songs, it's right there. And you're so glad you're not paying for that. If you're still here 23 minutes in, I haven't really even said anything, about writing songs. I don't know. Songs. They have chords. They have words. You sing them. Do it a lot, and eventually you just get better and better at it, and you'll learn your voice, because like you have your own voice. That was a very John. Oh, I was gonna do the thing I hate when people do. That was a very me song. This part, the. I brought that up because that's old. That's a song I wrote like last year, or I don't know. So at some point, just that melody. But that melody, it stays with me, and I know I'm gonna write lyrics to it, and I know I'm going to, because it means something to me. So going back is like, you'll know, and like you'll just hit those things, and you're fucking mining gold, dude. And you're in the cave, and you're mining that gold, and then. So a lot of it's rocks, but there's gold in there, and you just keep working at it, you know, and chip it away. And I think, you know, don't do stuff you don't love, and don't love everything you do because you did it necessarily. If you love it, but don't just love it because you did it. You can't just think you're the best. I mean, there's an aspect of it that you have to think you're great, because that's like how you get great. There's another aspect of it where you can't think everything you do is great, or you won't get great either. So it's a very kind of, you know, don't do things you don't like, because what if someone likes a thing you don't like, and you get hit off of that thing you don't like? And that's what you're forever gotta play, man. You gotta play this song all the fucking time that you hate, and everyone and people like, you know. So just don't even do that. Don't even test the waters with that, you know? I mean, that's not for me, you know? I love me, you know. Because there's a song on my album, Play Their Songs, called Phantasmagoria. I don't even know how to play that song, dude. I couldn't even. I have no idea how to play it. It's my least favorite song on any of my albums, and it's mostly because there's like a whole verse that like the lyrics don't really mean anything to me, you know, and that sucks, because it's just like, well, why is that on my album? Like, if it doesn't mean anything to me, like, what is it doing there, you know? Like, why did I could have done something with that space or that time, but it was like, you know, now I just wouldn't record that verse. Like, it'd be like, okay, let's just have a shorter song. That's fine. But I was like, oh, we recorded it, and I don't have the lyrics, so I'll just scribble something down, and I'll make something up, you know. And some people, that's cool. They do that, man. Like, I love some Beck stuff, but I hate some Beck stuff too, dude. Some of his lyrics are just so inane and asinine and just like, I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I don't think it means anything. It doesn't mean anything to me, at least, so I don't like it. Again, going back to, like, you have your own authority, and that's the most important thing that you realize is, like, you are your own authority, dude. Like, if you love an album and you get online and you see that the album has bad reviews, fuck those reviews, dude. Doesn't fucking matter. Like, you're right for you. And, like, if you hate my music, you're right for you. It doesn't fucking matter to me. You know, it really doesn't fucking matter. It matters that I'm making the music I want to make and expressing. It kind of sounds cheesy, you know. Express yourself. But everyone's got a unique voice, so they have to do it. You know what I mean? There's bands that I hate, but people love them and go see them, and I wouldn't want those bands that I hate to not exist or to not play shows or to not get money and be paid. Like, I don't care. It's not for me. Who cares? You know? So it's another thing. Just follow your own voice, follow yourself, do your own thing, you know? Like, you know, follow your bliss is the thing that Joseph Campbell says, you know? And, you know, the kinds of if making music's your bliss, then making music you hate, that's not going to line up with your bliss, dude. It's not going to line up with your true will, your true north. That's going to, like, mess up with your antennas, dude. Like, imagine we have antennas, dude, that you can't see. And, like, you can tune into the things that are most you, or the things that are most not you, or you know, like Joe Rogan talks about, like, the bitch self, you know, you could be the lower self or a higher self, you know, the angel on your shoulder or the devil on your shoulder or whatever. And, like, I can't remember that. I just got totally lost in that metaphor. Yeah, follow your bliss, you know, like your own true thing. Like, you might have, like, okay, follow your bliss. I don't know if there's a way to compromise. I've never compromised. So I also live in my dad's basement. So there you go. And I don't think those things are necessarily related. I think I haven't worked hard enough to try to get my music known and to make a living at it. And so that's why I haven't, because I haven't earned it. Yet. Alright, let's write a song. Let's write a song about my kitty cat. Thinking about that. Thinking about that kitty cat. Thinking about that cat. Thinking about that cat. Thinking about that cat. What I'm gonna do with that? What I'm gonna do you with that? Dude, this is a ridiculous song. Songs have verses, whatever. I think we should totally destroy the structure we have. But I also think we repair it and you make it and you remake it. You know, I'm trying to really move past. I'm definitely doing some different stuff on my new albums as far as, like, verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, middle eight, outro, whatever, intro. You know, there's, like, a lot of different kinds of songs, a lot of different ways to write songs, and I've never really gotten into that stuff because I don't know, I always try to do some stuff, different stuff, and I'm just going with how I feel. Like having, oh shit, going back to the PG. Having sex, like, I don't need to, like, write about it and, like, take measurements and, like, write the math of fucking, I just, just do it a lot and you get better when you're 17 or older, depending on where it's legal, whatever. Do anything with that. I don't really like doing this. I'm gonna wrap this up. I think I said everything I could say. Well, I'll do 45 minutes. Like cover songs and learn the structure of songs you like to at least get a feel of it. It's probably like tracing. If you're an artist, tracing or whatever, you're just kind of like tracing and like learning and find people you like to sing to and sing really fucking loud in your house. Belt out, make music, make it all the time, do it all the time, play shows, go to open mics. Go do this, man. Spread your love. Spread your music. Make music if that's what you want to do. It's. I've been doing it for a long time, like 15 years probably. I don't even think that's true. I think shorter than that, probably 13 years. And I love it. I haven't really made any money off it, and I'm not trying to say that as a deterrent, but this is not something that I've done for the finances. I've done it because I love to do it, and I feel like it's the reason I'm here on Earth. I really, truly believe that. I really do. As crazy and delusional as that might be, like, I feel like I was put here to make music and to connect with people, and I love that. I love that I found what I love to do, and that I can do it, and that I get to keep doing it, and that I've got like all this equipment and these mics and drums and things like that to make an album. Like, I'm making an album later this year, and I'm so excited about it. I'm ecstatic about making this album. It's a thrill and a joy every single time. I don't know if I taught how to write songs. I don't know. I think I'd said as much as I could about it. And I started getting uncomfortable because it's like a sacred thing, man. I don't have a wife, but it's like talking about my wife's vagina, dude. It's just like it's just like kind of a weird thing to talk about. It's like this isn't PG at all. I couldn't do it. My wife's vagina is so vaginas are the best, dude. Women are the best. Can we just talk about that? This is getting off subject. Women are the best. Women are the best. Women are the best. Women are the best. They're more than just their chests. But their chests are still great. It's the first food we ever ate. I love just the way that he was. Leaves the swing sway like a pendulum each way they go. Left, 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 and then right, right, right. And my pants get tight, 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 tight. My pants get, oops, my pants get wet. Oh, my pants got wet. We was dry humping and I kinda finished in my pants. I hope that's alright. Hope that's okay. I kinda finished in my pants. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's alright with you. I really like you, girl. I'm not using you just for your body, but your body's still fucking great. I'm realizing beauty's not rare, but that doesn't make it any less special. I know my like now I just remember this other melody. Fucking 6 years later, feel the wave of my show. Fucking 7 years later, feel the wave upon my show. Still 7 years later. Okay, I'm not gonna end this right now. Since you've been around, since you hold my baby closer, till you hold go. I already know. You should already know that you should go, darling, under my beat, oh my feet. So you're not safe here anymore. You should go, oh, 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 you're not safe anymore. You should go, oh, 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 oh. If you want to hold my head, my own, you should go, yeah, under my, oh, what your name is if you're calling like the wind, you know. I know, got by my business if I want you, but you hadn't, you know. I know, call you later if I don't need my minutes, you know. I know, check out this cool thing my desk does. It goes up. It goes up sometimes. There it goes. Alright. Just make your music and don't stop and keep doing it. And I think it's good to document the stuff, because how else are you gonna remember it? So like, I'll have this video for myself and I'll refer to ooh. What you know, what you don't. Under the rain, There's no reason to change the part if the part's not fucking dope if it changes too. Hey, what's up? It's day one of this thing I'm gonna do. Hey, everybody! I'm gonna lose weight, and I'm gonna talk about it and stuff. I feel like I'm wearing a fat suit right now. I've gained so much weight the last 9 months. I guess let's just take a look at what we got going on here. Got a belly, got some titties, and some chub neck, and I'm in 10 years ago I lost well, I don't know, at some point I had lost 120 pounds, and now I've gained 20 of that back. But at the same time, yeah, and it's time for me to lose it again, because that last 20 pounds I've been fluctuating for years, really for the last 7 years, or ever since this girl broke up with me. And I hate that sounds so fucking stupid and cliche, but I guess it's better than me being like some fucking whatever. I fell in love, it didn't work out, she left, and I got sad, I ate a lot of food, and I've been struggling with it ever since, because when I was dating her, I was in the best shape of my life, and to be honest with you, I just haven't felt motivated, and that's not me, 'cause how am I gonna, it's on me to I just have closed myself off, in a lot of ways to the world, and it's really dumb, because I'm not resentful or angry at her. She just did what she wanted to do, but it really affected me in a way that I didn't really know this kind of stuff could affect you, and I've been struggling. And that's not the only thing, but that's one thing. And that kind of started it. And then, I don't know, a few months after that, 6 months after that, I tried taking LSD. But it wasn't LSD, it was just some bunk shit, and gave me all these squiggly, the squiggly things that you see when you look at the sky. Gave me a ton of those, and my eyesight's good, everything's fine, but it just sort of freaked me out. And then there was a while there where I had it just affected my eyes, and that kind of bummed me out. Cause whatever, blah blah, dude. I'm just really realizing I've got this really sad narrative. It's well, no wonder I'm fucking chubby. I have a very defeatist narrative. So if I don't change this story, dude, then I'm not gonna be able to get the fuck out of here, man. And so I'm figuring this out right now, the narrative and the story I want to tell with my life. And the story of the person I want to be, Because I really like the quote, it's better to be more brave than it is to be less afraid. And I need to just pump up and who I want to be. And I've felt really trapped, and I haven't felt very enthusiastic. And those aren't really things that I feel. And it's up to me to, make the progress that I want to make and stuff. And I'm gaining weight. It's just a defense mechanism, and as a coping mechanism, and as an avoidance mechanism, all these kind of things are happening at once. I'm starting to open myself. A few months ago was a 4-year, whatever, I wanted to stay single for 4 years, and I did. And I was in pretty good shape it's fluctuated, dude. I don't know. Right now I'm not in good shape. And that's what matters is right now. And what matters right now is me assessing my emotions right now, because I don't know why. I'm feeling better now because I'm doing stuff and taking action and making moves. But food, man, I'm so addicted to food. I'm so addicted to food, dude. It's just something I've been addicted to my whole life. There's never been a time when I haven't. never been a time in my life where I've been a conscious human being. I have not been addicted to sugar. And it's a struggle, and it makes you fucking fat. It's like an addiction that makes you less attractive, you know. Like, I guess alcohol gives you beer belly or whatever. You shouldn't have addictions. You should be able to control yourself. So that's another thing. But I'm thinking, and I'm learning to assess this, dude. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of Superman right now. Why am I so obsessed with Superman? You know, there's got to be a reason. And I think because he just embodies, you know, in compassion, strength, courage. These are things that I feel like I'm really lacking in right now. Yeah, that I can make a fair assessment. And that is why I'm sad. I can't talk about other people's depression or whatever. And I've been sad when I've accomplished stuff, dude. That's the thing. Like 9 months ago, my album came out. I had like a thing happen in my life, and I just started eating. I stopped giving a shit. Like, I just didn't give a shit, dude. It was like the first time in my life that I didn't give a shit, dude. It's like, I give a shit. So that was really fucking hard to deal with, and I just went through like an existential nihilistic crisis, and I'm coming out the other end of it. But I'm also coming out the other end of it with, 20 pounds, and I would say that it's like, well, I'm eating this food so I don't go crazy. Like, I'm using that, I would say that, like, I need this, and it's like, I didn't. I needed to go work out and exercise, so I'm buying a pull-up bar machine to keep outside because we just repainted the house, and I'm not gonna fuck up another fucking doorway with my pull-up thingies, so buying an outdoor one, and I'm gonna get this going, dude. It is 6/22/2018. It's June 22nd, and it is time for me. My goal is called weight loss winter, and that's where this is gonna be the first time that I really start this late. I did actually, I think, 2 years ago I started this late, and I got in pretty good shape. And then the holidays, I think the last end of it, and again, it's just hard. I mean, it's what I'm making excuses about. I'm just trying to also figure out why this is happening. Knowing you have a disease and curing that disease are two different things. So I'm trying to figure this shit out. So I'm going to start working out, and I've been meditating more, and that's been really helping. Meditating is a really important part of my life, and I hadn't been doing it for a while, and a lot of things I wasn't doing to like keep up with my mental health and stuff, and hopefully just start doing yoga. I guess I just start doing public yoga because it's just, I don't know, whatever. I'm just blabbing. I am going to start eating. I am eating better and working out right now, and not right now, but in my life, and that's cool. And I'm going to keep that up, and I've done it before, and I can do it again. So I'm going to do it, and I could fall off again, and I need to make sure that I have I don't know. I have the ingrained ritual of working out. And okay, what's up? See ya.